There comes a moment in your life when you wake up and realize something brutal, something honest, something nobody ever tells you. Nobody is coming. No one is climbing into your life to fix your mess, rewrite your story, or hand you the future you keep dreaming about. And instead of breaking you, this truth can set you free. Because the moment you stop waiting for someone to care, the moment you stop expecting the world to understand your struggle, that's the moment you rise. That's the moment you become your own hero. And this is the moment everything changes. Number one, the world owes you nothing. Take ownership. The world owes you nothing. Take ownership. These words are not meant to discourage you. They're meant to free you from the invisible chains that keep most people stuck. Too many individuals walk around feeling as if life is supposed to bend for them, adjust for them, accommodate them. They wait for circumstances to shift, for people to notice their struggle, for someone to hand them a better reality. But the truth is far more raw and far more empowering. The world doesn't owe you success, respect, recognition, or comfort. And once you fully accept that, you stop living like a passenger and start living like the driver of your destiny. You stop blaming your environment, your upbringing, your limitations, and instead you turn inward, asking the only question that truly matters: what can I do about it right now? Ownership is the moment you stop pointing fingers outward and start pointing them inward. It's the moment you step out of the story that says, I deserve more, and into the story that says, I will create more. When you understand that nothing is guaranteed, not a dream, not an opportunity, not even tomorrow, you begin to treat every single day differently. You move with urgency. You stop waiting for someone to feel sorry for you. You stop looking for shortcuts, validation, or pity. Ownership turns your excuses into accountability, your doubts into decisions, and your fears into fuel. It forces you to confront the truth that your life is a reflection of the choices you've tolerated and that nothing changes until you choose differently. When you expect the world to give you something, you create a mindset of entitlement, and entitlement kills growth because it makes you passive. It convinces you that your effort doesn't matter, that your work isn't required, that your dream should show up simply because you want it. But when you shift into ownership, you become unstoppable. You start to recognize that every challenge is a training ground, every setback is a lesson, and every success is earned, never owed. You don't wait, you build, you don't hope, you execute, you don't complain, you adapt. Taking ownership means understanding that your results are always connected to your standards. If you accept average habits, you get an average life. If you demand excellence from yourself consistently, relentlessly, unapologetically, you begin to rise. And the world responds to the person who leads their life with that level of intention and intensity. Not because it owes you, but because you've shown through your actions that you're willing to earn everything you desire through resilience, discipline, and commitment. Number two, your pain is a signal, not a prison. Your pain is a signal, not a prison. It's one of the most powerful truths you can ever internalize because too many people interpret pain as a stopping point rather than a starting point. Pain shows up in your life for a reason. It is the body's alarm, the mind's message, the soul's reminder that something needs to change. But the problem is that most people react to pain with retreat. They pull back, shut down, and convince themselves that discomfort is a sign to quit. They build walls around their struggle and start believing that pain means they're broken, powerless, or trapped. In reality, your pain is not there to confine you. It's there to awaken you. It's there to expose the areas of your life where you've been tolerating too little, giving too little, expecting too little. Pain is the signal that you've outgrown the habits, environments, or beliefs that once felt normal but no longer support who you're becoming. When you stop treating pain as an enemy and start treating it as information, everything changes. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? You begin asking, what is this trying to teach me? This shift in perspective transforms pain from something that weighs you down into something that lifts you up. Every challenge carries a message. Every hardship carries wisdom. Every setback reveals a weakness that can be strengthened or a pattern that needs breaking. Pain becomes a mirror, reflecting the parts of you that require growth, courage, or discipline. It reveals the emotional wounds you haven't healed, the boundaries you haven't set, and the dreams you haven't fully pursued. And once you see pain as a guide, you stop running from it and start using it. Pain also pushes you toward your potential. Nobody grows in comfort. Nobody evolves while everything is easy. The moments that shape you the most are rarely the ones filled with joy. They're the ones filled with pressure, uncertainty, and intensity. Think about your past. The times that hurt the most likely taught you the most. They forced you to develop strength you didn't know you had. They built resilience, character, courage, and depth. Pain stretches you beyond your limits because it's trying to introduce you to a version of yourself that can handle more, achieve more, and become more. It's not punishment, it's preparation. And when you finally embrace pain as a signal, you remove its power to imprison you. You stop letting it dictate your identity. You stop believing that struggle means you're stuck. Instead, you realize that every moment of pain carries energy, direction, and purpose. Your job is not to escape it, but to understand it, channel it, and let it refine you into someone stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the life you're meant to build. Number 3, no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to save you. This is the truth that most people avoid, the reality that scares them, and the principle that separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. You can wait for someone to hand you the life you want. You can hope that circumstances will change. Or you can sit and dream about a miracle. But the truth is, miracles don't just happen. The universe doesn't owe you anything, and neither does anyone else. The only person responsible for your future, your success, your happiness, and your growth is the person staring back at you in the mirror. This is both terrifying and empowering because once you accept that, you realize the full magnitude of your power. No one can build your life for you. No one can push you past your limits or fight for your dreams the way you can. You are the architect of your own destiny. You have to take action now, not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, but today. Waiting is the enemy of progress. Waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to notice your talent, waiting for the world to hand you an opportunity. This is the trap that keeps ordinary people trapped in mediocrity. If you want to break free, you have to stop waiting and start acting. Every day that you rely on someone else, you give away your power, and every day you take control, you reclaim it. You have to dig deep, summon courage you didn't know you had, and step into the discomfort of being the one who takes charge. Strength is born in these moments, in the fire of self-reliance. When no one is there to save you, you learn who you really are. You learn how far your limits stretch, how creative you can be, how resilient your mind and body are. The challenges you face, the obstacles that feel insurmountable, these are not walls. They are signals. They are messages telling you to rise, to push, to own your life. Waiting for someone else to solve your problems is surrender. Taking responsibility for your life, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you feel alone, this is what transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Number 4, build unshakable self-respect through action. Self-respect is not something you are given. It is not earned by empty words, by pleasing others, or by waiting for recognition. True self-respect is forged in the fire of action, in the daily choices you make to honor yourself, your values, and your potential. Every time you follow through on a commitment, every time you do what others are unwilling to do, you build a foundation of unshakable self-worth. It is not about arrogance or ego. It is about integrity, courage, and consistency. When you act with purpose and align your behavior with your principles, you send a clear message to yourself. I am capable. I am worthy. I am the one in control of my life. Self-respect grows when you refuse to settle for mediocrity. It grows when you stop comparing yourself to others and start measuring your progress against your own potential. It grows when you take responsibility for your successes and your failures, when you refuse to blame circumstances or people for where you are, and when you commit to rising above excuses. Every small step of discipline, every choice to do what is hard but necessary, compounds over time into a confidence that cannot be shaken. Action builds momentum, and momentum fuels belief. The more you prove to yourself that you can follow through, that you can keep your word to yourself, the more unbreakable your self-respect becomes. You build self-respect when you confront fear, discomfort, and doubt head-on. Every time you choose to do what needs to be done rather than what feels easy, you reinforce the core belief that you are someone who stands tall, even when the world pushes you down. You stop waiting for approval, validation, or permission from anyone else because you realize that the only validation that truly matters comes from knowing you are living up to your own standards. Action transforms intention into identity, and identity is the ultimate source of self-respect. The journey is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is about choosing to act again and again in the face of challenges, setbacks, and uncertainty. When you take decisive action, when you follow through, when you honor your word, you create a version of yourself that cannot be diminished by anyone else. Your self-respect becomes a force that guides your choices, shapes your relationships, and elevates your life. Number 5, turn your darkness into strength. Darkness is not your enemy. The challenges, pain, failures, and disappointments you face are not punishments. They are opportunities. They are signals that something in your life is ready to be transformed. Every moment of struggle, every setback, every time you feel broken or alone, you are being handed a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. The key is not to wish the darkness away, not to wait for it to pass, but to face it, embrace it, and use it as fuel for your own transformation. Strength is not built in comfort. It is forged in the fires of adversity, shaped by the pressure of challenges, and hardened by the moments when you refuse to give up. Your darkest moments are where your power is hidden. Pain teaches you lessons that joy cannot. Loss, failure, rejection, they are not signs that life is against you, but signs that life is calling you to rise. You have to look at every challenge and say, I will not be broken by this. I will not be defined by this. I will use this to become stronger. It is in those moments of despair that your character is forged, your courage is tested, and your inner strength is awakened. Every time you choose to keep moving, even when it feels impossible, you are turning your darkness into your greatest ally, transforming obstacles into opportunities, and weakness into unstoppable power. Strength comes when you take ownership of your experiences and refuse to play the victim. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Every hardship can be transformed into a lesson, every struggle into motivation, and every setback into a stepping stone toward your ultimate potential. When you learn to embrace your darkness, to face it head on with courage and clarity, it stops being a burden and becomes a catalyst. It becomes a source of energy that drives you forward, a source of wisdom that guides your decisions, and a source of resilience that nothing can break. The people who achieve greatness are not those who have lived without pain. They are the ones who have learned to harness their struggles, to find opportunity in adversity, and to rise stronger after every fall. Your darkness is not a curse. It is a call to action, a training ground for your character, and the foundation of your strength. Number 6, rewrite your story with relentless determination. Your story is not written in stone. No matter what has happened in the past, no matter the mistakes, failures, or disappointments you have faced, you have the power to take the pen and rewrite your life. Every day is an opportunity to create a new chapter, to design the life you deserve, and to refuse to be defined by old patterns or limiting beliefs. Relentless determination is the force that turns intentions into reality, dreams into achievements, and obstacles into stepping stones. It is the refusal to accept mediocrity, the refusal to give up, and the refusal to settle for anything less than what you are capable of becoming. To rewrite your story, you must first confront the truth about where you are and where you want to go. No one else can do this for you. You have to face your fears, acknowledge your failures, and take responsibility for your choices. Every setback is a lesson, every obstacle is a chance to grow, and every challenge is an invitation to rise above. Determination is not just a feeling. It is a series of consistent actions taken with purpose, persistence, and passion. When you decide that your future matters more than your past, that your goals are worth fighting for, and that your life is worth transforming, you activate a power within you that cannot be stopped. Rewriting your story requires courage. It requires waking up every day with a mindset that refuses to be defeated by doubt, criticism, or the voices of naysayers. It requires discipline to follow through when motivation fades and resilience to push forward when the path is unclear. Every choice you make, every action you take shapes the narrative of your life. You have the ability to turn failures into lessons, pain into purpose, and setbacks into momentum. Relentless determination fuels this transformation because it is what keeps you moving forward, even when everything around you seems to be pushing you back. Your story is yours to write, and you are the only one who can create the life you envision. It is not about luck, circumstances, or waiting for the perfect moment. It is about taking massive action, refusing to quit, and committing to your growth with unwavering resolve. When you harness determination, when you persist in the face of resistance, you take control of your destiny and prove that your past does not dictate your future. Remember, no one is coming to save you. The power to change, to rise, and to conquer lies within you. Be relentless, take action, and become the hero of your own story. Your life is yours. Own it, fight for it, and never settle for less.